Okay, so for this class, I'm going to make two videos because you got a lot to write down, kind of. So I'm going to read, and you can always pause this so you can go back and look at the screen. So all of your triangle congruency theorems, so that's side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side, and hypotenuse leg. Those are all things that we will use in this proof section. So when I come back next class, we'll have another proof day. So please do not feel like you're being abandoned. No, I'll never leave you behind. I'm always thrown in that life vest. So go ahead and pause this and write this down. I'm going to explain them. These are things that I think helps make your chapter 4 proofs a little bit easier. So first thing, copy all your given information. So much is in that given. Then you're going to pause, get an understanding of what you know and what you're trying to prove. Always think about it. You got the beginning and you have the end. So you want to work yourself out. So your first statement in your proof, whatever, will always be your given, and your reason will be your given. You should never miss those. The fourth step is what we've been doing for the last 3 classes. Please mark your diagrams. That's your pictures. Again, don't forget your reflexive property and your vertical angles. So if you look at your picture and you can mark that up, anytime you make a mark, that's a step in your proof. K5, all your reasons should always be properties, definition, postulates, and theorems. Please don't forget about your isosceles triangle theorem, your equilateral, the definition of equilateral. All of those will come in handy. Okay, you need to get 3 congruencies to determine if triangles are congruent. So those 5 things. So if it's side, 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 you need to prove all 3 sides are congruent. Side, angle, side, that would be 2 sides, and that included angle. Angle, side, angle, again, 2 angles, but now you're included side. Or angle, angle, side, so 2 angles and a non-included side. Or, of course, your hypotenuse and your leg. So your hypotenuse and your leg is the only one that is just 2. Just 2. Everything else you have to prove. Now, this is some basic vocab. So again, a bisector, that is a ray, a line or segment that divides the segments into equal parts. A perpendicular bisector, it intersects at 90 degrees. It's going to pass through the segment's midpoint. A midpoint bisects a segment into 2 congruent parts. And then, of course, your right angle theorem. So 2 right angles are always congruent. That will come in handy when you're trying to prove things with your hypotenuse and your leg. Okay, don't forget these theorems and vocabs: your equilateral triangle, perpendicular lines, your isosceles triangle theorem, and converse, alternate interior angles are alternate exterior angles, corresponding angles, same side interior angles, also known as consecutive. Those might all come up as well. So this one is important. This is new. So once you have proven all your parts are congruent in your triangle, so say you proved a triangle is congruent by side, 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 but you were trying to prove that a certain angle is congruent, you can now say that that angle is congruent by this: C, P, C, T, C. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So we call those the leftover parts. So if you have proved a triangle is congruent by those 5 that we've been working with all chapter, but you're trying to prove something different in that triangle is congruent that's not included in those 3 or 2 things, if it's your hypotenuse and leg, this is what you're going to use. Okay, I'm going to go through one example with you all, and I look forward to seeing you back next class.